Last weekend, I went on a little picnic with a few old friends. You know the kind. Homemade lemonade, folding chairs that don't quite unfold, and stories we've all heard a dozen times, but still love to tell. That's where I saw Sandra. It had been years, but there she was. Same warm voice, same gentle laugh, and the same long hair she's had since we were 30. At first, it was comforting. There's something lovely about familiarity, isn't there? But as we sat talking, I couldn't help but notice. Her hair wasn't lifting her the way it used to. It was long, yes, but heavy. Still, almost like it belonged to another version of her, one that hadn't quite caught up to today. And honestly, I saw myself in her. I've been there, holding on to long hair because it felt like softness, like identity. But somewhere along the way, it started to feel like I was hiding behind it, or like my hair had stayed frozen in time, even though I had moved on. Now, I'm not here to say long hair is wrong after 60, not at all. But I do think, just like everything else in this season of life, it needs to grow with us. So if you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, this doesn't feel like me anymore, you're in the right place. I'm just sharing what I've learned, slowly, honestly, from years of trial, trims, and a few style regrets along the way. And if you enjoy these gentle, real conversations about beauty that meets us where we are, feel free to stick around. Or subscribe if it feels right. No pressure, just an open seat whenever you need it. So let me tell you where it all started for me. Not with scissors, but with what I saw in the mirror one quiet morning. Mistake 1. The weight of letting it grow without shape. I remember brushing my hair one morning. It had gotten so long, almost to the middle of my back. No layers, no shape, just length. And I kept thinking, it's fine, it's soft, it's familiar. But then one day, I caught my reflection as I passed a window. Not even a mirror, just a glimpse. And for a moment, I didn't recognize myself. It wasn't that I looked older. It was that I looked heavier. Not in body, but in presence. My hair was pulling everything down. My face, my neckline, even my energy. And I knew it wasn't the length. It was the lack of movement. My friend Elaine, she's 66, had the same realization. She once told me, I think my hair is wearing me now, instead of the other way around. We laughed, but we both knew what she meant. All she did was add a few soft layers around her collarbone, just enough to frame her cheekbones again. She didn't even cut the length much, but the difference? You could feel it before you saw it. Her granddaughter thought she'd gotten a new dress. She hadn't. It was still the same old linen one she always wears. But the hair? It gave her face room to breathe again. And sometimes, the weight we feel doesn't come from the length. It starts right at the root, where we've parted ways with change. Mistake 2. The part that stayed too long. There's something funny about habits, isn't there? We change homes, routines, even relationships. But somehow, we keep parting our hair the exact same way we did in 1982. Mine was always a deep side part, left side, always. It was just what I did, never thought much of it. But one day, as I was playing around in the mirror, not even trying to be fancy, just fiddling, I flipped it just slightly off center, and I paused. It wasn't a dramatic change, but suddenly, something felt lighter. My face looked more balanced. My crown had a bit of lift. I actually thought, wait, did I just give myself a little energy boost? That same afternoon, my sister, who notices everything, asked, "Did you just get a blowout?" I hadn't, just moved the part about an inch, but to her, I looked refreshed. And that's the thing. Over time, our hair thins, our face shifts. But that part we've kept for decades, it doesn't always keep up. My friend Margie used to say, "I'm not afraid of getting older. I just don't want to look like I forgot to evolve." That one stuck with me. So now and then, I shift my part. Not because I'm chasing something, but because I'm still growing. But hair isn't just about where it falls. It's also about how it moves, or doesn't. Mistake 3. When the hair goes quiet. There was a time I thought long hair meant softness, and that softness would naturally equal beauty. But over the years, I noticed something strange. Even when my hair was clean and tidy, it just sat there. Still, flat, almost silent. I remember one evening getting ready for dinner with friends. Same outfit, same routine. But on a whim, I curled just the bottom third of my hair with a round brush. Nothing fancy, barely 5 minutes. At the restaurant, one of the women leaned in and said, "You look like you slept really well." I hadn't, but I smiled, because I knew exactly what had changed. It wasn't about looking younger. It was that my hair had come back to life. It moved with me again, caught the light when I turned my head, framed me instead of fading into the background. The truth is, long hair without texture or shine starts to feel a little tired. Even the most elegant woman can get lost beneath dull strands that don't move. So now, I do 3 simple things. I trim regularly, just to keep the ends light. I use a bit of shine serum or silver shampoo when it feels needed. And when I want to feel that quiet confidence, a soft wave. Nothing more. It's not about glamour. It's about glow. The kind that says, I still care. I still see myself. And sometimes, the secret to that subtle glow, it starts with something as small as what you press between your palms. There's something oddly comforting about the scent of a good hair oil. I still remember the first time I used one, not because I was trying to be trendy, but because my hair felt dry, tired, and honestly, a little forgotten. You know that feeling? Like you've been taking care of everything except yourself? One morning, I warmed a few drops of argan oil between my palms, pressed it gently onto my ends. It didn't look dramatic, but it felt like I'd given myself a quiet kind of attention. That's the thing about oils. They don't scream, they whisper. Just a bit of softness here, a hint of sheen there. And before you know it, your hair isn't just behaving better. You are moving differently too. Over time, I found a few favorites. Argan oil, for those dry days when my ends feel like they've been through the desert. Camellia oil, light as air, especially lovely on finer hair like mine. Jojoba oil, when my scalp feels a little forgotten. This one brings it back. And for silver strands, a serum with a touch of violet. Keeps the shine bright, not brassy. But honestly, it's not about the brand or the bottle. It's about the ritual. Those 2 minutes in the morning when I pause just for me and smooth something nourishing into what's mine. My friend Joy, who's 72, says she rubs whatever's left on her hands onto her arms. Might as well glow all over, she laughs. And I think she's right. Beauty at this age isn't about adding more. It's about softening into what already makes you feel whole. You know, I don't think long hair is about age at all. It's about energy. It's about whether your hair moves with you or holds you back. Whether it reflects the woman you are now or clings to a version of you that's long since evolved. And if you're anything like me, still growing, still softening, still becoming, then your hair can be part of that story too. Let it flow if that's what you love. Just let it move with you, not against you. Because after 60, we're not here to rewind. We're here to realign, to find little ways to feel more like ourselves. Whether it's a subtle shift in a part, a whisper of wave, or a drop of oil that reminds you, yes, I'm still here and I still matter. If something in today's video made you pause, or smile, or quietly nod to yourself, then I'm so glad we found each other. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to keep this kind of company. No pressure. Just a seat at the table saved for you. Until next time, take care of your hair and the woman beneath it.